how to get real results with industrial AI. I'm here with Mark Moffat. You're the CEO at IFS.
Yeah.
We're here at IFS Industrial X
We are.
Unleashed.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit more what we have unleashed the last days?
Yeah. Well, today we've unleashed the industrial AI applied philosophy. We've got lots of experience at IFS in developing use cases with customers. And this is the moment where we're getting serious about the practical application of AI in operations, in the field. What we often see is there's a gap between all of this incredible innovation that's happening right now in the market and the availability of compute and data and chips like we've never seen before. But the gap has been how to make that real in the front line. So if you think about a warehouse, you think about a production plant, you think about an aircraft hangar, people in that field, how are they using AI day to day? It's making that connection, which is what this event is all about.
Yeah, which is very hard. You have the agent infrastructure, you have the teams that are not ready for it, you have fragile supply chains, you have persistent data, all these kind of challenges, which makes it very hard. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
But how to make it real? What's your purpose?
Yeah, so I met a customer on Monday this week, commercial aviation customer with over 1,000 aircraft in their fleet. And they're a customer and they've got IFS in the core, running their maintenance, their repair and their overhaul of the aircraft airframe, of their engines, etc. But they've built up over years 80 applications. And all of these applications are homegrown, they're mission critical, they're needed for regulation. And how do you untangle that? And the way you untangle it is with hard work. How do you take that environment and how do you apply AI and slowly but carefully dismantle all of that complexity that's been built up over time and apply this next generation thinking? And what I often describe to customers and to our team is you got to do the hard work. You got to go back to first principles thinking. What is it this business is about? What are the value chains? Who are the people executing tasks? And how you can use that first principle thinking to think about how you can apply next generation technology. So 80 becomes 70, becomes 60, becomes a far less number, but all of it is with next generation technology.
And we know AI can make mistakes, but there's no room for mistakes. If you have an airplane in the air,
correct,
there's no mistakes. You have this 99.999 and you repeat it all the nines. So how can you make this work? And can you do it alone or?
Yeah, so we can't do it alone. That's what I'd say. We recognize that there are 4 engines, as we call it, the dimensions of the X that represent the players that we're working with to bring progress and possibility to our customers. That's infrastructure and data. It's the role of the frontier models themselves. It's the role of partners. We need all of these people to work with us to make it happen. That's the first thing I would say. And the reality is too that as I said a minute ago, you've got to do the hard work and you've got to work with others in order to make this happen.
Yeah, and something what you do is you be on the ground, your people are on the ground, they are checking everything, they understand, let's say, what a worker needs to do in real life.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what makes it the only way that makes it work.
Correct. And you mentioned a minute ago, this whole needs to get it critically correct.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in these industries, mission critical operations, there is risk to life.
Yeah.
Let's get real. So you have to work at 99.999% reliability, but actually, when you put 4 process sequences together, if you calculate 99.99 and multiply that by 4, you end up with 96, 97%.
Yeah.
So you got to think about the whole end-to-end value chain. And one of the ways in which we're simulating and one of the ways in which we're achieving high levels of reliability is running thousands and millions of simulations. Because the more times you run process steps and the more times you use model in that sequence, the more you reduce the risk of error. And that's possible now because compute is getting less and less expensive and the technology allows you to simulate at scale like we've never seen before.
And you've showed many new appliances, new cases. And so it's going very fast. What's next?
What's next? Execution. It's pretty simple. Execution. We know what to do. We have the technology. We have the partnerships. Now we need to execute relentlessly.
So let's execute and make industrial AI applied and make it happen.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Mark.